Hey guys, I'm back. I'm here to upload this video, let you guys know that I'm still here and that I care about you guys, and I want God's message to get out there today. And I think the message today is to just trust God in everything you do and experience. When you lose a loved one, when you lose a job, when you lose, something you care about, someone you care about, anything, or when good things happen, it's good to trust the Lord. That way the Lord can bless you. When you're in your hard moments and you trust God and you go to God, you're basically asking God to uplift you, and He will. It might not be right away, but He will. I've noticed in my life that I've struggled a lot, but then I've been blessed. I've struggled a lot, like way more than I've ever been, and then I was blessed. And that's just the process. Same thing with sanctification. When you're sinning, and you're trying to follow God and you still fall short, it's a process of learning to go to Christ and let the Holy Spirit within you strengthen you against temptation. You can go a day without sinning if you're dedicating time to God, if you're spending time loving God, if you have discernment with what you do, if you exercise self-control, if you, if you trust in God and you go to God before you fall into your sin while you're being tempted, you won't fall into sin. It's as simple as that, and it seems simple. It's simple, but it's challenging because temptations, when they hit you, they're stronger than you could possibly imagine. And when you're a Christian, you're hypersensitive to it, and the devil's trying to attack you even more. The devil doesn't want to attack you as strongly when you're not a follower of Christ because you're living in sin. When you're a follower of Christ, you're denying the part of you that wants to fall short, that wants to do all the 7 deadly sins and wants to, reject God. There's a lot of misunderstanding about that, is that as a Christian, you're sensitive to it. When you're sinning, you feel conviction because the Holy Spirit's in you. And I think it's important to know that you can beat sin with Christ's help. You cannot do this on your own. It is not possible. And so you need to go to Christ before you fall. And as long as you keep going to Christ when you're tempted, you won't fall into sin. And this was a message that was preached to me in my church that said, we can go a day without sinning. It is extremely difficult and almost impossible unless you're dedicating your time to God, unless you're going to God when you're tempted, unless you're doing God's will. And there are some things you can do, but it's good to have discernment with everything you do and to give thanks to God in everything you do. As long as you're doing those things, you're not sinning because you're praising God, you're giving thanks to God, you're trying to do God's will, you're going down before you fall into sin while you're being tempted. You go a day without sinning. It's extremely difficult, but with God, all things are possible. God bless.